If there's one thing we could take away from this movie, is that Lando Calrissian is the smoothest guy on the face of the galaxy, bar none. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Solo, a Star Wars story. So, Solo, a Star Wars story stars Alden Ehrenreich, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke, and Donald Glover. And what this film is basically about, it's basically the origin story of Han Solo. How he became a smuggler, how he met up with guys like Chewbacca and Lando Calrissian, and, some stuff along the way, some things he gets into and stuff like that. It's pretty much an origin story of the character of Han Solo. What did I think of Solo, a Star Wars story? Now, I was actually looking forward to this, honestly, unlike a lot of people, It's always an exciting time when a Star Wars movie comes out, for me at least. Whether I'm looking forward to it or not looking forward to it, it's always an exciting time, because Star Wars is a thing I love a lot. So, it's always an exciting time when, a Star Wars movie is coming out. And, despite, I was a little bit worried, I will admit, because there was a lot of production problems that did go on with this movie and stuff like that, but I was more optimistic about the movie than I was worrying about it. And I was hoping at least I could have a fun time with it. And I honestly loved it. I thought Solo, a Star Wars story, was honestly pretty fantastic. I actually really enjoyed this movie a lot. Honestly, I loved this movie. This was such a blast to watch. Listen, I love my dark and very mature Star Wars, but I also love my fun Star Wars. And this is exactly what this is. This is fun Star Wars at its finest. And I love it. It's awesome. I quite enjoyed Solo, a Star Wars story a lot. I had so much fun with it. It's such an awesome movie in my opinion. So let's get into my positives with the film. And my positives are, first being the acting. The acting is great. This has some really awesome and fun characters, honestly. Like, seriously. I loved a lot of the characters in this movie. Alden Ehrenreich, hopefully I said the guy's name wrong. Not wrong, but right. Hopefully I said his name right. Please, I did. He's great as Han Solo. I loved him, honestly. Like, he brought something new and fresh to the character, because this is not the Han Solo that we're used to. That's why I feel like a lot of people were kind of missing, was like, oh, he's not like Harrison Ford, like, how is he gonna do this right? This is not the Han Solo we know from, like, the original trilogy and stuff like that. This is, a very young, very naive Han Solo. He hasn't done a lot of the things that, he's set out to do in those movies. So, we see a very different Han Solo, and I like that. I thought Alden Ehrenreich did a great job of really portraying the character very well and bringing something new. I thought he brought a lot of enlightenment to this character. I quite enjoyed him a lot, honestly. I thought it was fantastic. I thought he brought something new and fresh to the character that was honestly really fantastic. I really enjoyed his performance a lot. The dude was awesome, and I was behind him since day one. I was like, this dude is going to do a good job, and he did an amazing job. And I thought he was fantastic, honestly, in this film. Woody Harrelson is great, too. I really enjoyed him in the film. He was awesome. I thought he was great. Emilia Clarke was really good too. I thought she did a pretty solid job in the film. My boy Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. Yes, just 1,000 times yes. When I heard the casting news of this, I was like, this is perfect. This is like perfection. This is like, gotta be like top 5 best casting choices for a Star Wars movie. Like, this was perfect, and I loved him as Lando Calrissian. He was the smoothest guy on the face of the planet. I might have liked his performance a little bit more than Billy Dee Williams. I'm dead serious. Like, Donald Glover was great as this character. Like, I loved him in this movie. He was so awesome. And he had me dying of laughter, honestly. in a lot of the scenes that he was in. He was great. I thought he did a really fantastic job in the film, and he just had such an aura and such a smoothness to his character, and he did such a great job. I loved him in this film. So yeah, the acting is really great in this movie. I thought everyone did a pretty solid job in this film. You know, I thought it had a ton of fun characters. I thought everyone was great, honestly. The action sequences are fantastic in this film. You know, they are awesome. I love the action sequences in this film. You know, like I said, it's fun Star Wars, and you have some pretty fun action sequences in this film. I was on the edge of my seat wondering what was going to happen next, because it was just awesome. Like, I loved it. It was very well choreographed, very well filmed and stuff like that. I thought the action sequences were honestly really fantastic with this film. And, you know, there's one in particular that I was like, that's like one of the best action sequences I think I've ever seen for a Star Wars film, to be honest with you. And it was fantastic. Like, I loved that action sequence a lot in the film. And all the other ones were great too. Like, I really loved the action sequences in this film. They were very fun to watch, and, you know, they were very well filmed in my opinion. The comedy was really good too. Like, I really was laughing a lot during this movie. Like, I thought the humor worked very well in my opinion, especially between Han and Chewbacca. Like, that was great. Like, I thought the humor in this film was actually very well handled and actually very well placed in my opinion. And I thought they did a very solid job with that in the film. So yeah, the humor is great. I really liked, you know, seeing Han's origin story. Like, you know, I really liked seeing that in this film. Like, I really liked, you know, seeing, like, his bond with Chewbacca and stuff like that. That was probably my favorite element of this entire film, seeing his bond with Chewbacca and stuff like that. That was great. And I really enjoyed seeing his origin story. Like, there were some things that I really enjoyed seeing. You know, there was things we had heard about with this guy and whatever, and, you know, we see a lot of that stuff. And I thought they did a pretty good job with that in the film. I quite liked it a lot, honestly. I thought the writing was great too. The writing was really fantastic with the film. The directing was amazing as well. Now, this was supposed to be directed by, you know, the Russo brothers. No, not the Russo brothers. Chris and Phil Lord. The Lord brothers. There we go. I'm getting my brothers mixed up. The Lord brothers. That's who were supposed to direct this movie at first. And, you know, they had some they had some issues and stuff like that, and Kathleen Kennedy basically fired them and brought in Ron Howard to pretty much, I think, reshoot the whole film. And, you know, I thought Ron Howard did an amazing job directing this film. I thought he did an absolutely incredible job directing this film, and he did a really great job, honestly. Like, it's very well shot. The editing is great. The cinematography is gorgeous. This is definitely, like, one of the best looking Star Wars films and stuff like that. And I thought Ron Howard did an amazing job directing the film, and I thought he did fantastic, honestly. He did a really incredible job with this movie. And the pacing is great. Like, there was not a single time I felt bored during this movie. Like, to be honest with you, there was not a single time I felt bored, honestly. Like, I felt like the pacing was really good. It moved at a nice, natural pace, and there was never a time I was really bored. I was invested in the movie the whole way through. And the visual effects, I thought the visual effects were really fantastic as well. The visual effects were great. This movie looks nice, you know, the space, all of that, it looks amazing. And I thought the visual effects were really fantastic with this film. Now, there is one issue that I did have with the film, and my only issue really with the film is that I felt like Paul Bettany as the villain was very underdeveloped. I felt like he was just kind of thrown in there just for the sake of, oh, we need a villain for this film, and we need, you know, something that kind of, like, puts the characters in danger and stuff like that. Like, that's all I felt like he was there for. While I liked Paul Bettany, I thought he did a solid job with his performance, I really felt like his character was kind of underdeveloped and really didn't serve too much of the story for me, honestly. Like, he just felt like he was just there to be the villain of the film, and that was nothing less. Like, I just felt like, you know, he just was there to be the villain, and that was it. Like, you know, his performance wasn't bad. I thought he did a pretty solid job, but I just felt like his character was kind of underutilized, and I felt like they could have developed him a bit better as a villain, and I thought they could have done a better job with that. That's really the only issue I have with this movie. I pretty much fell in love with this movie. This movie is an awesome origin story, honestly. Like, seeing the origin of Han Solo and seeing how, you know, he became the man that he is today was pretty awesome, and I liked that a lot, honestly. I thought they did a really fantastic job with it, and I loved it, honestly. So it's time for my official grade on Solo, a Star Wars story, and my official grade on Solo, a Star Wars story, is an A. I thought they did an absolutely fantastic job with this film. I absolutely loved it. Honestly, I seem to be loving it more than most people, but you know what? Who cares? It's my opinion, and that's what I think. I quite love this movie a lot. I had a blast with it. It was so much fun to watch, and it was awesome all around. I absolutely loved it. It definitely deserves an A. So, what did you guys think of Solo, a Star Wars story? Please leave it in the comment section below. And I'm FilmFan0599, and we'll see you out later. Peace.